Hey guys, it's Jam here. And today I'll be showing you the Atlantean Mermail deck profile that I topped with in the Leicester Regionals. I came in third, went X1, only lost on my mate Kozmo because I didn't know how to play the matchups, which is PA Phantom Knights. Check out the other deck profile that I put up, it's in the channel as well. He also won the Dudley Regionals the day after, so he's done really well with that. But yeah, anyway, this video is about the deck profile of the Mermail Atlantean deck profile. I believe I'm the only one in the top 16 that actually had the top who played the Mermails, and the turnout of Mermails out of the 95-man tournament was about less than 10 people compared to about 5 or 6 people or something, according to the stats from the officials. So this deck's quite rare to see in tournaments, so pretty good that it actually tops. So yeah, let's go and see the deck profile then. Let's go. So let's get started then. Of course, we play Neptubis Atlantean Prince. We play triple of that. This deck can sometimes be called Neptubis or Bust. If you don't have this in the game, it's very difficult to keep the pace up against your opponent, especially in the mirror match. Definitely play free. You want to open it most games, or a Diva for example that resolves, so definitely play free Prince. And of course, pretty standard 2 Dragoons. You want to resolve it as quickly as possible because you want it in the grave, so instant fusion is more live. And Dragoons just searches all your sea serpent monsters like Diva and Megalo and stuff, so definitely play 2 Dragoons. Would be nice if this was at 3, but I think 2 is also very good. Of course, 3 heavy infantry and 2 marksmen. Heavy infantry is more useful because you get the additional normal summon, and marksman's just there to kill back row. Marksman's also useful in the mirror match, where if you can just punch their prince, they go first for example, and you go in the dice roll because you want to go second. You punch over the prince and that will do some damage, making you be able to summon any Atlanteans from your deck. So you pop yourself with your own prince for example if you don't open it. Actually happened in the mirror match, which was a sack fest really. Where we were both top decking and we both top deck instant fusion, and Trish plays came in. So yeah, play free infantry as well because you can get another normal summon. There's some funny plays you can do with that, and it pops face up cards. And of course, standard 1 Diva, limited to 1 because it's so strong. Summons Prince as well. And the Mooling Glacier, because if you want to win, if you win by game 1, and you win the dice roll, go first, you get a Diva or a Prince. And you can drop a Mooling Glacier most of the time, or lock down your opponent. But Mooling Glacier, very strong. I'm quite lucky with my Mooling Glacier during the regionals because against Dracopals, I usually sometimes I discarded Monk Keyboard and Skullcrow Bat Joker a couple of times against Draco Slayer players, Dracopal players. So Mooling Glacier is really strong against pendulums. And if you're playing against like a BA player or something, I would suggest doing a Dweller play first before dropping this, because you don't want their Calm and Graph and stuff to trigger. So 1 Mooling Glacier is good enough because you don't want to open it. You don't want to open this if you don't have the combo pieces, and it's a pretty dead card anyway if you don't have the Firebolts engraved. And for the Abyss to use targets, we play 2 guns and 1 pike and 1 Turge. I didn't really use pike that much in the regionals. It's still alright because you can search your second gun for example. Or if you want marksman, usually don't search marksman though, you usually search gun. And Turge for your follow-up plays with, let's say you go into the Sphere and get the Lind, which I do play 1 off there. She is, and Lind's right there. Gun's right here as well, and the playmat. Get the gun, get the Turge, resolve the Turge, and get your Diva back from the graveyard, or the Prince if you don't have a Diva in the graveyard, so next turn you can go off and most likely make a Trish the next turn. I find it's more useful, but pike is sometimes necessary because if you haven't got anything in the grave, you can't use this, so you have to use pike if you want to discard cards. So there you go, there's 5 to use targets, and let's go with the Megalos. I like playing 3 Megalos, and I don't like playing Abyss Lead. I don't find the Abyss Lead Mooling Glacier discard combo necessary. That I'd rather make my own tech, which is a weird card, which is I'll show you in a bit. But I like using 3 Megalo because if you open Megalo and a Dragoons and 1 other water monsters, of course you can drop a Diva that turn 1. Makes that combo more live, and if you top deck a Megalo, some games you just win the game because you just OTK with Megalo. One of the best OTK enablers in this deck. It's just a Megalo, attack twice and stuff, and of course the free Tiers if you open Tiers, and Dragoons, your opponent will most likely scoop if they have no answers. I've had a couple of games like that where they just scoop. I just show the the Tiers and the Dragoons. And there you go, there's a free Tiers, and he's got the searches as well. And the weird thing about this is a main deck 3 Gamma Seals in the regionals. I really want to win game 1 against Kozmos. And that proved vital with the 3 Gamma Seals main decks in the final game, which is round 7. Where I opened Gamma Seal game 1 and I just OTK'd from there, sacked off the Dark Destroyer and OTK'd. Kozmo is probably one of the hardest matchups, but recently I've been finding the BA matchups really difficult as well. But 3 Gamma Seals is good. I prefer it over Chalice in the main because if you go turn 1 and as I said with the Megalo and the Dragoons, even if this is in the hand, it's a water monster, so you can just pitch it and Megalo can just resolve. Even if you don't have enough, so you don't have enough water monsters in hand, the Gamma Seal will have that, because Chalice is not a water monster. But we do play Chalice, which is in the side. I guess we'll show that in a bit. And main deck 2 Maxis. If you do go second, this is really important. Know when to drop this against BAs, which obviously I didn't know, because they're all inherent. BA Phantom Lands, I mean. But if you can drop this against like Dracopals, I've had some people who went first with their Dracopal deck and they just pendulum summoned once. About 4 monsters, for example, and they didn't go into Ignister and stuff because I don't think they could plus more than my Maxis, so and I won the game because I just OTK'd them. They didn't have enough stuff to block with, so 2 Maxis very good, and my weird techers is Junk Synchron. I'll explain to you Junk Synchron in a bit, but most importantly while we play it, but you can also use it as a level 3 tuner. You can bring the Prince back and use the Prince effect as a cost because it negates the effect, but there's a cost if you got infinite MSTs basically. So, and when you're done with that, you can make a Herald with the Prince, so that's when you draw it. But more importantly, you don't want to draw this to do the combo, which I'll explain later. There's one Junk Synchron over there. And of course, we play 3 Upstart Goblin in this spells. I want consistency, and this is a combo deck, so upstarts do that, and this deck can deal well over 10k damage 90% of the time, so it's not really a problem, we don't care at all. And 3 instant fusion. If anything in the next ban list, and this instant fusion or the Northern will probably get hit, so just play 3 at the moment because it's allowed, but if it does get hit, you might have to switch back to Soul Charge and stuff, so which is not as good because you can't OTK the turn you use it. But it's very good turn 1 still. Very good in the mirror match, you can make a Dweller and stuff. And I played the 2 Surface. I didn't find this to be as strong as I on the testing, because I was testing 3 and mid game I was top decking it, and it was really good. But in the regionals, I sometimes draw dead hands with just the Surface and I no Neptibus or no Diva, and it's fairly dead. And the fact that it summons defense position is the over negative, but if you do get an Neptibus, I think this happened a couple of times in the regionals where I normal summon Neptibus, they Solemn Warninged it, and I just have a Surface in hand and I could still OTK there, so it's not too bad if you do have a Surface and a Neptibus. But if you don't have a Neptibus or anything else, then this is a very dead card. You can also resurrect like a Gund or something, because you can resurrect Aqua, so I rarely do that, and I don't think I've ever done that before. But it's a very dead card. If I'm going second, I believe, if I'm going first, sorry, I usually side this out for other sided cards like Anti-Spell, Fragrance and stuff, because I'd rather set those than a dead Surface. So 2 Surface is okay in the main, I guess. 1 for 1, and the target's for Tiers. 1 for 1 is necessary for the summoning Neptibus and discard the cards. It doesn't really matter, you got shitloads of monsters in this deck. So you should play 1 for 1, very good card, and of course the Abyss Megalo target. Play 1 Sphere and 1 Mizuchi. I prefer Mizuchi over Cetus or Ketus because spells are more common in this meta at the moment, so it's very good if you get Gaios as well at 3/6, which means he will negate Dark Destroyer and stuff. So then Sphere is good against Cosmos, and you can summon monsters from your deck like Megalo for Punch for game. So play 1 Sphere. And most games I usually resolve Megalo at least once, which means if I draw one of these, and you have to, most games you resolve Megalo once, and sometimes you draw one of these, one of the other ones, and you don't lose a card because you get to search the other one that you can get from your deck. So yeah, that's the main deck. 40 cards because we play upstarts, but Now the extra deck, let's go with start with the 2 Nordens, which is obvious, very good in this deck. Probably going to go to 0 next format, but if it doesn't, then we're good to go. I like playing 2 Dwellers. I didn't really go to a second one. I didn't really find it necessary to go to a second one. Maybe in the mirror match I may have gone to a second one, but I made a Trish instead. But 2 Dwellers definitely, because you can just attach at any time, and it's very good against a lot of decks right now, like the mirror match and Kozmos, but especially Burning Abyss Phantom Knight. So played 2 Dwellers, and I was playing 101 before, but some games I didn't need the Castel more than 101, and I thought that 101 wasn't really needed because we got 2 Dwellers anyway. So and Castel's better than 101 because you can just shuffle a Kozmo Town, for example, and Kozmo Wicked Witch to get around their stuff, or Pendulum Scale, and secure victory the next turn. I didn't really make this in the regionals though, but during testing I did need it a couple of times. So 1 Castel with the best rank 4, and the very nice Cat Shark. Very good against Monarchs in practice games on the weekdays before the weekends. I did do a combo where I did Cat Shark in the battle phase, detach a heavy infantry and pop the Prime Monarch in the battle phase, so Megalo could still attack directly for game. And Cat Shark's just good because to drop Mooling Glacier sometimes you want to have another water monster, just 1 water monster in the graveyard rather than 2 if you synchro with a Diva. So you Xyz into the Cat Shark with heavy infantry and Diva instead, and just use Cat Shark on itself to give it double attack, just for no reason, just to get 1 more, just get Diva into the grave, so you got 5 to drop the Mooling Glacier. That's one of the main reasons why you play Cat Shark. But the pop effect with the heavy infantry is pretty good. You can also make your Xyz henged, but rarely do that. It's just an option if you want to do that. To get around threats. And rank 7s, that's all the rank 2s and rank 4s. So rank 7s we play 1 Dracosac and 1 Abyss. So went into this a lot during the regionals, so very strong card. Negates stuff, so they can't attack as well, so if you got the equip spell on it, it's very powerful. But it's not immune to like heavy infantry in the grave, for example, in the mirror. So in the mirror I think you got popped by that. And Dracosac, you can make Trish if you got the tokens, and it's just a defensive option, and some decks they struggle to get around this, so they take about 5 turns to get around Dracosac. Like I think BAs do, they have to far for it and the token's still in the way. So this is Dracosac. I prefer it over Red MD and Big Eye. Those 2 cards didn't really pop up if I needed them during the regional, so not really necessary. Let's play Dracosac and Abyss, and let's go to the synchros. We play Leo. Some people don't play this, but some combos with Diva you can go into Leo and drop him in Glacier, so I find that needed sometimes. And I play Junk Synchron, so you want to have a Junk Synchron and synchro with the Abyss Tears, for example, and make a Leo instead of leaving a Tears and a Junk Synchron, and you'll have a Adept Abyss in defense position as well to pop cards for the next turn. It's also good against BAs right now because they struggle around anything bigger than 3k and you can't target it with Farfa. So Leo's quite good. It's a good option to go into with synchros, and 1 Trish of course, very obvious. Just kill people with Trish. I like playing Gungnir instead of Black Rose, just because you discard cards with it. So for example, you summon this, instead of, say you summon this and you pitch for cost, you'll trigger the stuff that you pitched like Gund and heavy infantry and stuff, and you'll pop cards. And if you make Black Rose and the Fiendish Chain the Black Rose or negate Breakthrough Skillet, for example, that's not going to pop anything. And just an overall good card. And we play 1 Herald. You should play this card on this deck because some lockdowns, some opening hands that you have, if you drop Mooling Glacier and you have Herald in defense position, and then you can make Abyss, for example. I opened a board with a Herald and Abyss for the equip spell ones, and the Monarch player couldn't get around it because that's got 1k defense. And if you use Stormforth, the equip spell will negate Stormforth. Do Pantheism, it will negate the Pantheism. And I didn't even drop Mooling Glacier that turn, and it still won the game because the Herald was way too powerful. It's really strong and negates any cards. Keep in mind, if you got Herald on the field, don't make it too early because you can't send cards to the grave from the deck with Prince and shit, so it gets banished, so you can't do any of the Mermail stuff. But if you just leave on defense position, you have to do it when you have a good board already. And of course, 1 tap to Noko for the Morning Glacier and the water amount in your graveyard manipulation, Tatsunoko. And the MVP sort of the extra decks that I did use the regionals is Axel Synchron and number 38 Hope Harbinger Dragon. That's a really long name. That's very difficult to write that down in a deck list. But we play Harbinger. This is the new card. It eats spells. It doesn't even destroy it. It just eats the spell. It's very similar to this card. It negates the effect and doesn't destroy it. It just negates it. So if you got these two, if you got a Mermail monster like a Megalo with this, it's very powerful. Now, how to make this card? This is why we play Axel Synchron. What I do is I synchro with the Diva and the Prince and the heavy infantry into Axel Synchron defense position. Then most of the time when you do that, you've probably got a Mooling Glacier on board, in hand, and you can drop the Mooling Glacier. You drop the Mooling Glacier, discard 2 cards in your opponent's hand. Now this guy can send a Synchron monster from the deck. Don't do display if you draw this, so obviously don't do display because there's only one in the deck. So you dump this, make it level 8, and you make a Harbinger. That's a really strong play, I think, since I used to play Felgrand with this build, but I found Harbingers better than Felgrand now because everyone's using spells. So if you open a Megalo Dragoons, you probably open this play anyway, which is Harbinger Megalo with the equip spell, which is really dank and powerful. And if you have instant fusion as well, you have a Dweller or something like that. It's really strong. You can't even Regeki Dark Hole you. Everyone's maining Regeki Dark Hole. And that's just immune to this, and it stops Monarchs with the Pantheism and stuff, so make Harbinger with that play. Regionals, I made this only once actually, because I actually had a chance to make it, but the Diva got Veiled, unfortunately. But if Diva does resolve, most of the time you can make this, you can get this out of 1 Diva, which is really strong, and discard 2 cards in your opponent's hands. So they basically start with 4 cards in hand, and if they have spells, they'll start with 3 cards in hand because you can negate this. And if they have another spell, the Megalo will have the equip spell, and they'll start with 2 cards in hand, which is you probably win the game then. So that's the last 2 cards in the extra deck. It's a really cute combo that I like doing in this deck. And then just go to the side deck. Just on Max C, Regeki. Very obvious, we got 2 Max Cs in the main already. So if you need one more, just chuck that in. And that's if you're going second against Dracopals or something. Just snoop the field. And against the Dweller, they usually make a Dweller. Put the Chalice in as well. That's against Dracopals. Take out the Gamma Seals and put in the Chalices, because Dweller's a problem. The Rafflesia as well is a problem. That works on Rafflesia because it's a spell. And against Monarchs as well, you can side that in. If they summon an Ether, it won't resolve because you got a Forbidden Chalice. So, and I've only got 1 system down. Didn't manage to get hold of more than 1. I think I traded it to somebody by accident a while ago. But so 1 system down. Actually bad because the hardest matchup is probably Kozmo. And 1 system down, I don't think it's not enough. I would play 2 system downs instead of the second Dark Hole, but I've only managed to get a hold of 1. So if you got 2 system downs, play 2. I only played against 1 Kozmo though, which last game, and Gamma Seal didn't work there, so it didn't really matter too much. And against back row heavy decks like BA and stuff, you need to side the Twin Twisters, and if you don't see these, you lose the game because they have too much back row. I lost the game because I misplayed. Plus, I didn't see the Twin Twisters, and it was a nightmare of a game. And didn't know the matchup. So, but side 3 Twin Twisters against BA, or you lose, and 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance. Now, if you open Anti-Spell Fragrance and Harbinger, you won the game pretty much. I had 1 game where you have this, and it wasn't this. It was Abyss thingy, Abyss. What's his name? Abyss Gaios with the equip spell for Mermails, and it's GG because you can negate the Twin Twisters MSD and the Castell if they try to remove this, and they can't get around it because it's just impossible. Against Pendulums, of course. I don't really need to side this against Monarchs because my matchup against Monarchs is already the easiest matchup. So I didn't really find it necessary to slow them down because I'll bring the game to them by being faster, and I'd rather have combo pieces than Anti-spell fragrance, so only against Dracopals and 1 vanity's emptiness. If you're going first, open a dumb board, like for example that guy, and you can't just pop vanities, for example. So the 1 vanity's emptiness. Tried this a few times, but I never saw them. I never saw the vanities, because there's not one, of course, so yeah. That's the third place Atlantean, Mermail Atlantean deck profiles by me. Hope you enjoyed that. What do you think of the Jump Synchron Checkers? I love this card, it's a very good card, it's a new card. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, bye bye.